Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Knit Crochet Tejido. Today I'm gonna teach you how to knit this beautiful hat. Super easy to do. You can make this any size. This is for William, so this one will be from 8 to 10 years old, give or take. But you can make it bigger, smaller, depend for the person that you're making this for. Super easy, and I hope you guys like it and give it a try. And here is the list of material you're gonna need to make it. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and click on the little bell. That way you get notification each time I upload a video. Remember, I make my videos in Spanish and English. If you receive a Spanish video and you want to make the sign and you want to see the video in English, go to the main page of my YouTube channel that you will find the English version in there. Also, you can send me a message and I can send you the link. And at the end of each video, I leave a playlist with all my English tutorials. For this design, these are the material I'm going to use. The color combination that I'm using is to match William winter snowsuit. So this is why I'm using the blue with the orange. The suit is blue with the orange liner on the coat, so that's why I'm using the color combination. You can use any color combination that you like. This one is red heart with wool, medium 4. The color is lapis, is 80% acrylic, 20% wool. This one for the accent color is the loops and thread impeccable, medium 4, 100% acrylic, 128 grams. I'm just going to use a little bit for the accent, and the color is orange crush. I'm gonna use my Chagu circular needle 4.5 with a shorter cable. I'm gonna use this double pointed needle 4.5. This is optional. You can do a different decrease, and you don't need to use them, but I like to use them to close the hat a little bit more. And you're gonna need tapestry needle, scissor, round counter, measurement tape. And if you don't know how to use circular needle, or you want to work with a straight needle, you can do this hat with a straight needle. You just knit on the right side, purl on the wrong side, and then after you sew the side of your hat, and then you have your hat done. Personally, I like to use circular needle. That way you don't have that seam on the back of your hat. I'm gonna start with the blue, and I'm gonna cast on 86 stitches plus 1. If you want to do this for an adult size, you can do 90 plus 1. If you want this smaller, you can do 84 plus 1, 82 plus 1, 80 plus 1, 78 plus 1, 76 plus 1. As long as you have the 1 by 1, for the border, you can cast as many or as little stitches that you like. I'm leaving a tail long enough to cast on my 87 stitches, and I'm gonna do a slip knot. Like this. This is the tail, this is the working yarn. So I'm gonna do it again just in case you missed that. So tail, working yarn. So I wrap around my finger, the working yarn on top. I place my thumb on the top of that cross, and then I pass the needle, bring the working yarn up, and you have your slip knot. So I grab working yarn, and this side, tail, I pass my finger in between like this, and then I grab from here and pass it through. You can cast on whichever way you feel more comfortable casting on your stitches. This is the way I like to cast on my stitches. So I will meet you here when I have my 87 stitches. I cast on my 87 stitching, and I still have to secure the last one with a knot, but first I want to close the circumference. But if you are going to work with a straight needle, I recommend to do a knot and here to secure the last stitch, and I started with 1 knit, 1 purl. And now I'm going to close the circumference, and you have to make sure that this is not twisted. And you're going to come here, and you're going to pass the first stitch that you do Now I'm gonna close the circumference, and you have to make sure that this is not twisted, so you're gonna pass the first stitch that you did from the left hand needle to the right hand needle, and I'm gonna grab it very close to the needle, that way it don't slip out. And then the last one I'm gonna make bigger in order to pass it over the needle and take it out. And then I'm gonna pull the working yarn. I can let go to the stitch, and now I'm gonna do a knot in here to secure the stitch. Place the marker that I already fixed and I'm ready to go to work my first round. Now I'm gonna start with a 1x1 rib. So I'm gonna start with one net, one purl, one net, and one purl, and like that I'm gonna do my first round. And you're working with straight needle, it's exactly the same, one net, one purl. I finished round 1, I'm gonna start round 2, and it's exactly the same. One net, one purl, and net, and a purl. And like this, I'm gonna work for 6 rounds. When I finish round number 6, I will meet you here to change color. Something that I wanted to mention, if you want a single brim, you'll do 3 rounds with the blue, and then you change to the orange, and then you'll do 1 to 2 rounds, and then 1 round with the blue, 1 to 2 rounds with the orange, depending, you do 2, and then you again do 2, and then you'll change to the blue and do the 3 rounds, and then you will have like a 2-inch border. But since I'm making this to fold the brim, that way William is nice and warm around the ears, I will make this wider. So it's up to you. I finished the 6th round. Now I'm gonna change to the orange. And if you're doing this a single brim, you will come with the tail and you leave it in the inside, and you continue working your 1x1 rib. This is if you're doing a single brim. Since I'm doing the double brim, I'm flipping it over. The inside gonna be the outside, the right side of the piece. So I have to leave the tail and here in the front. And I'm gonna bring to the back like this. Let me bring this one to the front as well. And then I'm gonna start my 1x1 rib. I will do 2 round with the orange, 2 with the blue, and 2 with the orange. And then I will change to the blue and I'll continue the brim with the blue. And no matter that the tails are in this side, because remember this is going to be, when I flip it over, this will be the right side. And I wanted to mention, you're doing this a single brim, remember do 1 row with orange, 1 with blue, 1 with orange, and then you'll continue with the blue. That way you don't have these too wide and it's not center if you do too many. And if you're working with a straight needle, just from the border you start normal, change the color and do your 1 by 1 with the orange, whatever strap you want to do, single brim, double brim, and then don't matter the tail because you'll have it on the side, and when it's time to sew the two and together, the two piece, and then you'll try to match, and that way you don't have a seam in the right side. Okay. I'm gonna work the last stitch. And remember, these are loose in here, this one, and so is this one. So you're gonna pass your marker. I'm gonna mark number 7. This is a new, and it's a little hard to move around. So I'm gonna work the next stitch. Now, of course, this is loose, but remember when you do these 2 stitches, try to do them very close to each other. That way you don't get a hole there. And you leave this in here because this is will be the inside. And remember, you're working with a thread needle. Just go back, and if you're doing this single, just do a regular. You don't gonna have this in this side, you'll have it the inside. So I'm gonna do 2 rows with this. When I finish with this one, I will change to the blue and I will do 2 rows or rounds because I'm working the round, and then 2 with the orange, and then I will change to the blue again. And I will show you. And here, you see, this is gonna be the outside. Well, I finished with the orange. I cut the yarn. Later I will lose those ends. And now I'm gonna work the brim for 26 rows in total. I work number 12, working in 13. So I will work until 26 to have a nice wide brim. That way I keep his ears nice and warm. So once I finish my 26 row round, I will meet you here. And they are all done with the blue. I have my 26 rows in a measure of 5 inches, and that is 13 centimeters. If you want to make this for another size that you did like 90 stitches or so, and then you can do a little bit more, you can do 5.5 inches. So I showed it to Nora, and she makes things easier for me because she only wants the stripe on the border. She want the rest of the half blue. For William, since his nose suit is blue, and the only thing that is orange is a little bit of the liner that you can see in the top, so she make my work much easier. But if you want to make this with a stripe, I recommend to do 4 rows of net with the blue, 4 rows with the orange, 4 with the blue and 4 with the orange, until you have 8 inches. When you fold this in half in here, around there, you will fold it to make the nice white brim, and then you'll measure from this border 8 inches. And if you're making this for an adult, you will do 8.5 inches. And if you're making this for a younger kid, and then you do 7.5 inches or 7 inches. Just always from this border when you fold it in half. So if you're working with a straight needle, you will work 1 row net, 1 row purl, 1 on net, 1 on purl. And if you change in color, and then after the 4th row, that will be a purl row, you start with a net row with the next color, and you will do 4 row, 2 net row and 2 purl row, and then you change again, always changing on the right side of the net stitch. So for mine, so it's going to be very easy, I'm going to net all the rounds until I have my 8 inches. Nice and easy. So that will be net, net, net all the way. I will continue netting until I have those 8 inches, and I will keep track of the rounds. Just in case you don't have a measurement tape, I can give you the amount of round I will do for this one. I will change the round counter to 0. So, you know, for the border I did 26. So I will count the round of net, and then we'll add them together, and at the end we'll know how many rounds on total for this size hat. Okay? Don't have to be exact, you know, like mine. So I will net, and then I will measure here when I have those 8 inches. And I'm gonna show you, this will be the inside part of our hat when we flip the border, and look at this, nice and even. I have my 8 inches. Let me put this end in here to hide it. That way you guys can see what I look so far. I look like this. So now we're gonna start with a decrease. I did 34 round of net, and now we're gonna start with a round of decrease, and we're gonna do 2 together, 2 together, 2 together, and a net stitch. So you're gonna do this first round of decrease, 2 and 2 together. I finished a round of decrease. Now we're gonna net all the stitches with no decrease. So you're gonna net all the stitches. If you want, you can do it with these needles, or you can change to the double pointed needle. That's what I'm gonna do, because from pushing the tip of this needle and getting a little, you see, indentation there in my fingers, and that little hurt. So I'm gonna change in this one to my double pointed needle. You don't have to, you can continue with the round of net, no decrease in this one. I finished a round. Now we're gonna do another round of decrease, and I'm gonna be two together, two together, two together. So we're gonna come here, and I place this marker that way I know this is the beginning of the round. And with this one in the outside, and then when you wrap around this needle, these two stitches will be nice and close to each other, so no a long strand there. So you're gonna do two together, two together, two together for this next round of decrease. Now we're gonna do another round of decrease, and it will be two together, and this will be the last round of decrease. So these tails I'm gonna lose it in the outside, that way when we flip it over, the inside border is perfect. With this leftover that I have from the blue, just this little bit, I'm gonna make a little bowl and put it with the rest of my leftover yarn for another project. And from this one, I hardly use any. You can use a leftover yarn to do those two stripe, you know, the 4 round. Probably like 10 gram, give or take, was what I use for this. You know, hardly any. Well, this is the end result, and I absolutely love the way I look just with this little accent color. And I decided to do this tag. This is with my channel logo, so it's perfect. I have this one is both side in and out, and I have these ones. This one you have to peel in order to see what, you know, everything, and it's very shiny. I was wondering, you know, I was deciding, you know, from this one and this, and I decided to go with this one for William. It's perfect. So these handmade tag, no, my logo tags, because they don't say handmade, I ordered in AliExpress. They have quite a few stores that they do this. I contacted the first one, and we, you know, communicated back and forth, but I guess the person didn't like that I wasn't pleased, you know, with the design, you know, first, because my name is a little bit long, so you have to accommodate it to the right side. And then I contacted a different store. It was the one that made these ones, and it's absolutely perfect. And this one's from another one. You see, I had to go back and forth because this one had the art on the top, like my logo, my channel, and then ruby neck crochet tejido under. But for this one, I had to change a little bit because the size of my name of the channel, and so I did the ruby in the top and then neck crochet tejido under, and it was perfect. So 2 different stores, but they really I really recommend them. I don't want to make any commission. They don't even know if I recommend them or not. No discount for me or anything. It's just that I'm pleased with their customer service. So if you want me to send you those links, let me know. It's really nice to have our own personalized you know, gift. So I hope you guys like it and give it a thumbs up and give it a try. And subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber and you make any of my designs and you want to send me some picture. You can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Crochet Tejido, or my Instagram, Ruby Crochet Tejido. Please share my video with friends and family and group, and don't forget the thumbs up. That don't cost anything, just to give me the thumbs up. Remember, the algorithm of YouTube is just have to do with the likes on the channel in order for them to promote more and send it to other people what I do. And that's the way you show the appreciation for my designs. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.